Six Music. Six Music. Online, on demand.
Her name is Yoshimi. She's a black belt in karate, working for the city. She has to discipline her body, 'cause she knows that it's demanding to defeat those evil machines. I know she can beat them. Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots eat me, Yoshimi. They don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me, Yoshimi. Those evil nature robots, they're programmed to destroy us. She's gotta be strong to fight them, so she's taking lots of vitamins, 'cause she knows that it'd be tragic if those evil robots win. I know she can beat them. Oh, Yoshimi, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots eat me, Yoshimi. They don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me, Yoshimi. shine left in the sun. You're turning off the sun. You're turning off the sun by turning off your love. To feel the sunshine of your love, become so colorless and numb, and suddenly there wasn't any shine left in your sunshine. You're turning off your love. You're turning off your love, like turning off the sun. It's so colossal. It's so impossible. It's so impossibly, colossally impossible to me. As logic stands, you couldn't meet a man who's from the future. But logic broke as he appeared. He spoke about the future. We're not gonna make it. He explained how the end will come. You and me were never meant to be part of the future. All
Mix music. Mix music. Online, on demand.
Gideon Coe with you, and there's a new Flaming Lips record coming out about a month from now. The band tour the UK at the beginning of July, and with all that in mind, a great pleasure to welcome Wayne Coyne to Six Music. How are you doing?
Hello, Gideon. I'm doing good.
Good to have you here. Well done on the new record, which is entitled Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. And I feel with a title like that, I should ask you about it.
It does. I don't know why, but everybody, when the Flaming Lips do these sort of, I don't think it's that absurd of a title, but, how would I know? Somebody, I forget how I got this information. People write me a lot of letters or it's an email or something. But one of our crazed fans had remarked that the Flaming Lips were purposely making their their album titles, slightly longer each time. And I guess he remarked that he started with, we have a lot of records. I think it's our 11th or 12th. Mm-hmm. But he was starting at the very first one, which I guess was just called Nothing. It would have been called The Flaming Lips, which really isn't a title.
Yeah.
Right? And then he went from Here It Is to Oh My God. But I think he was counting...
Yeah, Here It Is. That's 3 words. But letters? Was he counting letters?
He must have been.
Yeah.
Right. Here It Is.
Right.
Oh my God. And maybe he's counting exclamation points or something. I'm not sure. And then it went to telepathic surgery. And then it went to In a Priest-Driven Ambulance. You can see they feel like they're getting longer, even if they're not. And then we went to... What was after that? Hit to Death in the Future Head. Yeah. And then we went to Transmissions from the Satellite Heart. Oh, my God. It's taking 3 records just to hold the title.
But then with...
and then we went to...
But there's one with just one word,
Well, then we totally screwed him up, right? Because then we went to Clouds Taste Metallic, boom. And then we went to Zarika, boom, one word.
Right. Yeah.
And then if we really wanted to screw him up, we could have just put out a record and just not had anything on it, but we didn't. So then then it was Soft Bulletin. So the theory was building for the longest time, and now I think we're giving him again some substance to build some. I think it's these paranoid conspiracy theories.
I think he's probably got a website dedicated to what the Flaming Lips are doing with their album titles. Let's hear something from it. I'm going to play first up. I'm going to play 2 tracks from it. The first one I'd like to play is Yoshimi versus the Pink Robots. What's going on there, Wayne? That bit at the end.
Well,
gotta let that ring, haven't you?
It's the end of the thing. You're supposed to be fading that out. You're supposed to. That gives you a little opportunity to say something.
I was sort of enjoying it.
Music. Yeah.
Yoshimi versus the Pink Robots from the Flaming Lips forthcoming LP. Yoshimi battles the Pink Robots, and Wayne Coyne is here. The previous album, the Soft Bulletin, was a bit of a watershed for you.
Yeah, what do people mean by watershed?
Okay.
And not to change the subject, I've always wondered, what do they mean by that?
I'm not sure what it refers to, but it's like a pivotal moment.
Well, I know what they mean by it, but where's that?
Why a watershed? I'm sure one of the Six Music listeners might be able to help us. So if you know where the origins are of watershed,
like that
full of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It sounds bad.
It was a pivotal moment for you, the Soft Bulletin.
Yeah, like we're shedding water, like we're losing weight, like we're on some weight loss program. We're shedding water. Yeah, the Soft Bulletin made people shed water. That would be a great thing if it did that, though.
Really? This record guarantees that you will shed water. Right, reduce water retention with the Soft Bulletin.
Right, 8 pounds in 3 listens. That would be great, wouldn't it?
I'll write the advert for you if you like. The weight, obviously, it has been a few months' time, and I have to work on it, but the weight just fell off.
Right, it did. Every time
it worked for me. Did it? What effect did the success of that record have? Did it put the pressure on for this record? Or?
No, I wish there was something like that could happen to us. We've made a lot of records, and sometimes we've made them, with encouragement coming from an audience, and other times we've made it with people totally ignoring us, and other times we've had other success as well. Even in '93, we were on David Letterman and Beverly Hills 90210 with She Don't Use Jelly. And Batman soundtracks, and there's always been these kind of, good days, bad days sort of thing. So in a way, especially when you're young, we became so thick-skinned, especially to the beatings that you take, because, we simply make the kind of music that we like, that we feel like making at the time. And sometimes you put it out and people are they can be so mean, like, oh, your music is so stupid and so meaningless or whatever. And you go, well, we're just doing what we like. So you get a bit of a thick skin to whatever people are going to say about it, and you can just kind of go on with what you want. So when the Soft Bulletin, even when it first came out, we really expected that people weren't going to like it, because it was, as far as we're concerned, a drastic change from what we used to do, building up to that. And as it was released, and then the months went by, people really, really loved it. And then about a year and a half after it was out, it was just almost celebrated. I'd get calls that people would interview me on the phone, and they'd almost be crying, "Oh, Wayne, I can't believe I'm talking to you," you know. And so I could see if it was the first record we'd ever made, or I was younger or something, that I might think, "Oh my God, I've really changed the world here. Look at this." But it's not. To me, I understand that you make music. And the effect that it has on people really is their own doing. You know, it's a subjective sort of experience. And even though it sounds like my music is coming in there and making something great happen, I know it's music and your own life experience making it this significant moment to you. So when people say, "Oh, I think that you guys are great," I understand what they mean is that music in itself is a great thing, and there's so many things you can do with it. And they'll say, so to me, I think the music is great. It's not me that's great. I'm lucky that I got to make it and that you enjoy it. And I kind of look at like the mountain climber, that it's not the mountain climber that's great, it's the mountain that's great. And to be able to climb it and get down it alive is a
but
great thing.
you need a good Sherpa in order to get up the mountain.
You
and
do.
You are that Sherpa.
I have Sherpers with me, yes.
You
I
have
do.
fellow Sherpas,
Yeah,
of
I have a
course.
lot of Sherpers and a lot of experience, for sure.
We need a new Flaming Lips record, so it's good there is one, because it's interesting you said, in 1999, I think you said that you feared that by the year 2000 the music scene would sound a bit like 1979.
Well, yeah.
What a prophecy that was in the year 2002, looking around us.
And it doesn't mean that music from 70s isn't great. It's
Absolutely
just
not.
And I don't feel, just because I feel, not a responsibility. I just like the idea of making music that could only be made now, and perhaps looking ahead. Not that I think anybody else should, but that has always been my fear, that people look too much to the past and they romanticize it like it's some exotic age. And I'm like, I already have records that sound like that. And so I was, in my own view, I'm always trying to do that risk, look into the unknown, look into the oblivion of what's to come, what are the possibilities, and go there first.
Yeah, so that's what you've done with this record then.
Well, I don't know if I've done it on purpose, but I try. Sometimes people hear things and they say, "Oh, I've never heard that before," and they run away screaming like, "Oh, it must be bad music." But with any luck, we'll be surrounded by some other music that sounds, if not similar, resembles the same type of things we're doing, and it'll ease people into listening to something perhaps, that's new to them, that isn't scary or something.
I want to play Do You Realise now. What should we look out for here?
Well, me and Nigel were talking about this on the way here, that there's a lyric in there that I think if it catches you off guard, it could really ruin your day. There's a lyric in there that builds up to say, everyone you know someday will die. It's saying, do you realize these things? Do you realize we're floating in space? Do you realize these things? But there's a line that says, do you realize everyone you know someday will die? Well, thanks, Wayne. Yeah. We're all going to die. Do I need that? I'm driving to work. But after that, there is a relief. So I'm not purposely trying to make a poignant moment. It's just the lyric came that way, and it seemed to work, and then it relieves you a little bit later. So it's a way of saying, realize, the things that are important, and that your friends, even though you may not have talked to them for a couple of weeks or something, hey, say hello to them. That's what matters to you.
Okay, steel yourselves for that lyric, by the way. Here it comes.
Okay.
Flaming Lips and Do You Realise from the new LP, and Wayne Coyne still here for just a short while longer. Splendid stuff. Well done on this record.
See, we're counting suicides out there even as we speak.
I don't think it's a down record. It's not,
okay.
And also, I don't think it's a down record generally, even though the conclusion is all we have is now, which is, I guess, what you're working towards there.
I think that's good news.
Yes.
See, I think that instead of that being a downer, at the end of that, it could be good news to say, yeah, let's make sure we live in the moment. Let's make sure the moment that we're in right now is useful. Even in the way that I'm traveling now, there's so many things. It's like a schedule, and you sort of sit around and wait for the next thing. I try to be like, I'm here with these people now. Let's make this the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you looking forward to touring this record as well and playing it live?
Well, I mean, I say, because I'm always uncomfortable playing live, because I'm not really a performer. I'm just a guy who loved music, and I said, I want to be a singer, but I'm not really a singer. In other times, people would have just laughed me off the stage, but I came into this. Silly enough, my idols of singing when I started were people like John Lydon and Gibby Haynes of the Butthole Surfers, And, I didn't realize at the time, they can't really sing. They just sort of scream and wear weird clothes. And so I thought, well, I could do that. But then little by little, I came to appreciate stuff like Gladys Knight and the Pips or Carly Simon. And I thought, I want to sing like that. And Dave Fridman and Steven constantly tell me, well, Wayne, Sade can actually sing and you can't. And so I'm always trying. That's my thing, is I'm always trying. But the idea of getting in front of people and just relaxing and saying, well, don't worry, I've got the notes within me here. I'm not really that comfortable. So I go out there and I try to do all kinds of things to divert your attention away from what might be a sour note here and there. I mean,
including the puppets. Will the puppets make their appearance this time around?
Sure, I do everything I can. I mean, I tell people I would catch myself on fire if I could recover quickly and do it the next night, So I'm not. It isn't that I am apologizing for it, because I think sometimes people admire that in performers, that it's of your own will that you want to be a singer, not of some inner skill or something. And so I think there's something about that. But at the same time, it's very. I'm kind of scared. So even though I like to play, it's a little uncomfortable.
Well, all the best with the shows coming up. It kicks off the UK tour on the 2nd of July in Edinburgh, then on to Birmingham, Sheffield, Manchester, Cambridge, and good old London town. Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots is the new LP from the Flaming Lips. Look out for that in your record shops from the 15th of July. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir.
Look out for the support band Gold Rush on your tour as well.
Right, exactly, yeah.
They're very much looking forward to working with you. Wayne Coyne, thanks a million for dropping by.
Okay, Gideon, thanks.